Hello, I'm Laurel Bowman. Vincent McCrory is off today, and this is Africa 54. We begin with the worsening situation in Iraq. Islamic militants are advancing on Baghdad at rapid speed. The awful images sending shockwaves through the region and around the world. The Iraqi government has turned to the U.S. for help. Just moments ago, President Obama revealed his strategy to stop the insurgency.
We will not be sending U.S. troops back into combat in Iraq, but I have asked my national security team to prepare a range of other options that could help support Iraq security forces, and I'll be reviewing those options in the days ahead. I do want to be clear, though, this is not solely or even primarily a military challenge. Over the past decade, American troops have made extraordinary sacrifices to give Iraqis an opportunity to claim their own future. Unfortunately, Iraqi's leaders have been unable to overcome too often the mistrust and sectarian differences that have long been simmering there.
Mr. Obama calls the Islamic State of Iraq a vicious group. We get more from Henry Ridgwell in London.
Iraqi army vehicles burning on the outskirts of Tikrit, just 120 kilometers north of Baghdad. Fighters from the militant group, the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, or ISIL, control much of the city after government troops fled. Iraq's foreign minister insisted Thursday the militants' advance had been halted.
The situation started to be reversed, and the Iraqi security forces have managed to reorganize and to push them back.
ISIL grew out of al-Qaeda in Iraq. Their stated aim is to create a single Sunni Islamic state across the region. In an audio recording Thursday, ISIL spokesman Abu Mohammed al-Adnani called for fighters to continue the march to Baghdad. They are a battle-hardened force, says Shiraz Meher of the Centre for the Study of Radicalisation at King's College London.
It's really their experience in Syria that has allowed them to generate this head of steam. Foreign fighters came from all over the world to join that conflict. Overwhelmingly, they joined ISIL. Now that group has enjoyed a revival in terms of men, money and munitions.
Tens of thousands of Iraqi troops abandoned their posts and fled. Loyalty to Baghdad and to the Iraqi state is weak, says Shiraz Meher.
The resistance that we should expect to see that will come about in Iraq is going to be from other local militias, other sectarian groupings, the Shias, for example.
There was no shortage of civilian volunteers in Baghdad and other cities Thursday, heeding the government's call to take up arms against ISIL. Kurdish troops known as Peshmergas from the autonomous northern region of Kurdistan have taken up positions abandoned by the regular Iraqi army. But the Kurds face a dilemma, says Ranj Al-Aldin of the London School of Economics.
The question is, do they want to be dragged into a conflict which at the moment isn't really theirs? This is more an Arab conflict, a Sunni-Shia conflict itself more broadly.
The prospect of a Sunni-Shia regional war is growing, says Professor Jonathan Isle of the Royal United Services Institute in London.
An arc of conflict engaging Iraq, Syria and Lebanon, pitting Sunni against Shia Muslims with a proxy war financed by Saudi Arabia and Iran on both sides. It is just about the worst spectre which can haunt the Middle East.
Government forces carried out airstrikes against ISIL positions Thursday. Baghdad's hope is that the militants' advance can be quickly halted. If it fails, the consequences could be felt across the region. Henry Ridgwell for VOA News, London.